But I am Tim Trollgasm, as Mega Slayer pointed out. I am joined on time today by Cass, Alicat, JT Magic Man, and we are running the Scully scenario. So time will start in 3, 2, 1.
Let's go, Tim.
Let's go, Tim.
So as soon as I gain control, I'm going to take out the deputy, because he's going to give us a couple of ammo drops right off the bat, and that saves having to worry about it later on. Would you like to explain a little bit about this game, Cass?
100%. So this is X-Files Resist or Serve. It was a tie-in PlayStation 2 game for the X-Files television show. It has all the ingredients of being a phenomenal tie-in. I'm talking, it's got the original cast of David Duchovny, Gillian Anderson, and other members from the team. It's got an original soundtrack by Mike Snow, as well as the scenarios are written by episode writers from the show. We have two different scenarios we can play as. We can play as Scully, or we can play as Mulder. Mulder's scenarios are a bit more action-focused, whereas Scully's are a bit more puzzle-focused. You're going to see that happen in this chapter. In fact, we're going to do some autopsies in traditional Scully fashion, and basically the two have found themselves in Red Falls because of a suspected X-Files, a suspected X-File where two teenage girls who went missing, but then reappeared, and their reappearance coincided with the murder of 3 townspeople. The girls are suspected of having been practitioners of witchcraft, which is why Mulder and Scully have found their way here. The two have been separated because, as we just saw, Tim took out the deputy. They came across the deputy on the road, and he seemingly came back to life. So Mulder went to go call for help, and Scully ended up being attacked by the zombified deputy. But in true Scully fashion, she is skeptical as what she has seen, and I don't really know how she justifies it. The dude literally came back to life, and that guy was just attacking her with a severed arm, and she's just like, oh, there must be a scientific explanation for this. We love her, though. We love Scully. It is definitely the most popular scenario for the forerunners of this game. But it's a really, really fun game. Its gameplay does leave a little bit to be desired sometimes, but it was sort of released in the peak of the survival horror era of the PlayStation 2. They capitalized on the success of things like Silent Hill and Resident Evil, and just made an X-Files game. Timmy's playing on original hardware, so the loading screens are going to be that little bit longer than if we were playing on an emulated system. But with all this retro tink stuff we've got set up, this is the best I've ever seen the game looking.
We ran it on the 4K yesterday in the practice room, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, cool. So basically, we're running around the town here. We're just collecting a bunch of different different keys. As you can tell, it is a survival horror game, as we just picked up the bolt cutters, the most important item in any survival horror game. And those of you with keen eyes will notice the street names are actually all names from popular X-Files episodes. So we have Ascension. I think it's Anazari is one of the other names. And basically, we're trying to figure out what's going on here. Scully is looking for her scientific explanation. And JT, I believe you've done quite a bit of research into this game. Is that you've got a whole A4 sheet of things there? Would you like to give us some facts about the game?
Absolutely, certainly can. So this game was exclusively released for the PlayStation 2 in 2004. An Xbox version was actually planned, but it was ultimately cancelled in the end. And I think you already did mention some of the voice people returning. So David, probably botched his name, Duchovny and Gillian Anderson returned to voice Fox Mulder and Darnett Scully. So they didn't hold back with budgeting and getting that proper cast in the game. We've got a whole list of things to get through in this run, which is great. But the game is actually set during season 7 of the X-Files and designed to fit into the show's timeline, which is pretty cool.
It is considered completely canon. And I believe, Tim, you've got a couple of favourite episodes from season 7. Is that right?
I do. Most specifically, X-Cops, which, if you haven't seen it, is one of the more goofy episodes. X-Files is notorious for having some just really, X-Files is out there, but they have just some dopey, goofy episodes in each season. And X-Cops is shot in the style of the old show Cops. Go figure. Where Mulder and Scully go to investigate an X-File and find themselves, in a Cops-like show being filmed at the same time. And it makes for all kinds of interesting, hilarious scenarios. In fact, I think the writer on that episode went on to do some Breaking Bad stuff. So we're just going to picking up some medication for the prisoner we just saw at the sheriff's office. And there are a couple of zombies in this area, but I'm not going to worry about them just yet. We're going to worry about that when we have to come back later and have Mulder to help. Another thing you may have noticed is this one has fixed camera, but it also has analog controls. We're not running tank controls, so if you see Scully doing a bit of a lap after a camera change, it's because the input's gone a bit weird after the camera change. So the dogs have just broken out of the cage, and we want to try to avoid them as much as possible.
This game definitely came out at a bit of a weird time for fixed camera angles. It was sort of like in the transitionary period where if you play some later game fixed camera angles, often when the camera changes angles, it'll actually maintain the direction that you're inputting, despite whichever way you're holding down on the controller. Resist or Serve does not do that. If you exit the screen holding down left in one screen, and then the next screen makes down left mean you go exactly back the opposite way, you will cycle between the screens over and over again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's we love it for it though. We love it for it.
There will be some dancing at camera change.
There'll be a little bit. Scully is known for her love of dance, so it's important.
So we just narrowly avoided this fun little quirk that the game has, where after a loading screen takes place, Scully's movement is not re-enabled for at least a second, but the enemies are good to go right off the bat. So if you're in a really bad position, the enemies can grab or hit you before you gain control. So it's a bit of a cheap shot there.
And I mentioned earlier the small number of runners of the game. We haven't really figured out how the AI of the enemies works just yet, despite the fact that this game is 22 years old. It's seemingly so random where sometimes you'll be able to run past an enemy and have no issues whatsoever, and other times he will grab you 3 times. So, you'll often hear Tim on his stream, talk about, they're being handsy today, because sometimes they will grab you, and during the route, we don't have a lot of healing equipment. And as you can see, we've now got Mulder here. So there are escort quests as part of the game. And Mulder will actually never self-heal, and we can't heal him either. So it's incredibly important that Tim try to sort of bait the enemies to attack Scully where possible, because he can heal Scully, and Mulder just to not get hit at all.
So, you mentioned there's the 2 scenarios with each of them, and now you've got them both in line. So how does that work out plot-wise?
So anytime Mulder and Scully are together in-game, you are doing the same thing. Anytime they are separated, they are doing completely different tasks. So in this situation, what's happened is Mulder's been bitten by one of the zombies, so we're going into the hospital, the doctor's office here, to try and synthesize a cure, basically. So in Scully's scenario, we're going to perform our first autopsy to get what we need to do said vaccine. But in Mulder's scenario, you're basically defending Scully. There's zombies coming in, and you're basically stopping the zombies from attacking her.
That's sort of a cool spin on the alternate paths.
It's probably the biggest compliment to the game is the way they handle the multiple scenarios is incredible, because they are so different, and it's like we're talking different bosses. They'll be in the same environment, but totally different areas within that environment. Also, heads up if you are a little bit squeamish about polygonal organs.
This is your warning.
When I say when Tim says we do an autopsy, we do an autopsy. It's not just a cutscene. We're going to be cutting open some bodies. I think 3 times throughout the run.
3 times, yeah.
Every time Tim asks me to be on his couch, I'm like, is there scary stuff? I think I will not look up this game in advance, and I'll find out.
Find out on the way out. But
on the couch, we'll just have a good time.
We've got a very fun tidbit about an upcoming autopsy that will hopefully, remove some of the scary aspect for you. So, Tim's equipped some safety equipment here.
This isn't scary.
This is why I very specifically mentioned polygonal organs. So Tim equipped some safety equipment there. If you don't equip the safety equipment, the PPE. Scully will get infected. In a future autopsy, we're not going to worry about that, because we're going to synthesize enough vaccines that we can cure our own infection. But in this particular instance, we are only synthesizing a single vaccine, which is going to Mulder. Earlier in the police station, he got bitten by a zombie, or whatever they are in this game. We just call them zombies for the sake of it. So that way, we've now just cured Mulder with a vaccine that Scully just whipped up on the spot.
Amazing.
Okay, so I just did some like serpentine movement there to get around a zombie. In pitch black, by the way, this monitor is very dark. But that's okay. We manage. So now we're heading back to the trailer park with Mulder, and we'll try and take out all these enemies that are in there. So, if there are any donations...
I'm just about to say, while we're on our way back to the trailer park, this is a good time for some messages from our wonderful host.
Currently don't have any donations, but I have a question. Was I the only person who had the modem back in the day that made that horrible screeching sound like the X-Files doing?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I seem to be. Whenever I bring it up, it's a very key memory to my youth, but no one else knows about it.
Yeah, that's
You might have just had a broken modem, mate.
Or if it was broken right.
If it was correctly broken modem. So right there, Tim switched to his tranquilizer bullets to give the puppies a nap. He just did it so quick that you could not see it. So the puppies just very tired, need to take a little nap. So some very gentle tranquilizer bullets, and then switched back for the actual zombies. This is going to be another spot where Mulder and Scully, if Tim can manage to get up those stairs. This is a very I've never seen such true blacks coming out of this game. Like it is. This OLED is very good.
Blessed be the white tiger on the wall, by the way.
That's a metal band, right?
White tiger?
I don't know.
A white lion is a metal band. Close enough.
White liger?
White lion.
Like a cross between a lion and a tiger.
Yeah.
We got the
It does
crossover.
magic.
Yeah,
You can see there some of the camera changes there got Scully a little turned around. So now we're going to head to the post office because we just picked up the garage key of our first boss,
Who's definitely not going to give us any problem whatsoever.
It's going to go flawless.
not notorious at all.
He's really just a nothing burger of a boss. We're not going to have a problem with him at all.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, one thing that we would really, really like to do is figure out a way to get through the post office early. So basically, all we need to do to get into the post office is kill a post office employee zombie who will drop the key. This can be a little bit dangerous because, as you can see, there's 4 zombies following, and sometimes they do gang up on Scully. And we can't run around with a weapon or a flashlight out because it causes Scully to not only run slower, but for some reason she'll only ever interact with things with one hand. So if she does have her gun out, she needs to holster her gun so that she can open a door. And it just takes so much longer to really do anything if you run around with your gun out. So this post office here opens up the second sort of area of this first level. Ideally, we would love to find a way to make that post office employee spawn earlier because theoretically we could skip everything we've just done so far and jump straight through to the second part and go visit our upcoming friend. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can do in the post office. We don't need to do any of it. It's all just kind of like picking up little collectibles and notes and things like that. We literally just run in one door and out the other door, and we're in the second part of town.
In Mulder's scenario, we do need to get the access to one of the mailboxes, which has the stiletto, which if you're familiar with the show is a little device that you jam into the back of the alien bounty hunters' heads, or the back of their neck, I should say, and that's the only thing that will kill them. But in Scully's scenario, we don't need to worry about it.
It's actually not unique to the aliens. I feel like that kills anybody.
Well, that's... yeah, I mean, you're probably right. So I'm going to try and stick on a certain side of this road here, because if I get too close on the other side, it will cause a lot of camera changes, and we don't want that. So I'm also going to avoid the zombies that try to get a bit handsy with us on the way. So yeah, we are coming up to our first boss, and his name's Hector. Now, JT, you're a Pokemon speedrunner, right?
I am.
I don't know about you, but I think Hector is the perfect name for a Pokemon Scarlet and or Violet character name, don't you?
I agree. I'm with you.
So
I can say I've definitely heard about Hector a lot, despite not knowing anything about this game. I've definitely heard of Hector.
So Hector does not die to bullets. We have to crash him under the car lift in the shop. Now, he can either be very, very passive and will just take it, or he will ride around on his little mechanic cart and just be a pain in the butt. So
he's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. I trust Hector. So here we're going to raise the car up. Hector's underneath, and we're just going to slam the car down on him. And we're going to try to do that twice more.
Oh, yes.
All right, so far so good. Sorry, I can't see the health bar, so I need to check up here to see how that's going. Oh, okay, the third one missed. That's okay. That's okay. We can bait him back under.
yeah,
So raise it, run under it. Hector will eventually turn around, crawl back under. And as you can see, he adjusts his speed pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
And then with the third and final smash, Hector's done.
I didn't realize we were watching like Roadrunner with Wild and Coyote.
Very much so. But blessed Hector, he died the way he lived, under a car.
Yeah. I will say that wasn't as bad as it could have been.
Absolutely not. Yeah, that he can be, because you saw him there. He moves and then he pauses and then he moves really rapidly. But that doesn't necessarily follow that pattern every single time. Sometimes as soon as you raise the car up the very first time, he's just going to be really rapid and just sprint out at you. So you have to actually raise the car, bait him back underneath it, and drop it. To do that, what we had to do for that third hit, do that all 3 times, and it just.
Okay. Good.
He can be a real meme.
That corner there's a little bit gross sometimes because the camera struggles to catch up with Scully a little bit, so you can just be running straight into 3 guys and not know it. So that wasn't too bad. So now we've picked up a cigar box, which will come into play later, and a like a car jack that we're going to go meet up with Mulder and use it. So we're heading to the fire station now. So yeah, as you can see, this section was pretty just like run to point A and then back A and B.
Yeah, a lot about the backtracking doesn't really persist much beyond the first episode. It's sort of that classic introductory level where you sort of find yourself in a wide open area, and it sort of teaches you the mechanics of, you can go here but you're blocked, so you need to go somewhere else to get a key item that will allow you to progress through it. And we are coming up on. Oh no, we're still in the post office for now. But once we hit the fire station, we'll meet another dog that will hopefully behave. The dogs can be very, in classic survival horror game, dog enemies are frustrating, to say the absolute least.
Depends who you ask. If it's the Resident Evil community, they're free.
And that group was just hanging out waiting for us. The zombie location does persist across loading screens. So if they do all sort of bunch up at the entry to the post office, when we return through the post office, they will always still be there, which can also make things a little bit more dangerous.
There is enemy infighting in this game too. So sometimes you can come out of a load zone, and rather than come after you, they'll just start beating each other up.
We like when that happens.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Okay, so we're just going to try and not get hit. You can actually pull your flashlight out and it blinds enemies, but much like having the gun out, I think Cass might have even mentioned both, but gun and or flashlight out means Scully runs a little bit slower. So we want to use that as sparingly as possible. It's kind of like those situations where there's no way of weaving through them or dodging it completely.
And we will be using it later just for a bit of safety.
Yes. Okay, so we just use that the scissor jack that we got from Hector's garage to actually get into the fire station here. And so now we're meeting up with Mulder at a shopping centre, which the fastest way is through the fire station. Do you have any more facts you'd like to mention, JT? While we have a bit of downtime?
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you for that. So players can use a range of FBI-used weapons, including pistols, shotguns, and rifles to survive encounters, which is pretty cool. Fun fact about the game is presented as 3 lost episodes of The X-Files, complete with the TV-style intros, which is pretty cool as well. And I think before we came in today, we were talking about how much the game actually costs these days. So an eBay listing of this game ranges between $60 to $100. Tim was lucky enough to get it for what, $10, mate, or something? $8.
Nice.
So if you did want a
Good
physical
investment.
copy of the day, you're looking at around about 60 to $100, which is
Yeah, this was really exciting for me. This is the first time I've ever seen a physical copy in the flesh.
Yeah.
So because I run the game on emulator, because I'm not a glutton for punishment.
Oh
No.
Run.
It's all right, we're
They
good.
just want to play.
They do. They just want to play. They also need a nap, and they're just a little bit cranky.
Yeah. So I hugged that sort of left side of the street there because they tend to want to readjust a bit more as if I was to go straight down the middle, but no, they were pretty keen on getting me today. I do have a aspirin bottle, which I'll use momentarily to heal any damage.
So I'm not sure if I can't see over Tim's shoulder, but is there a health bar or something?
Nope.
for-
Health bar
Nope,
is
It's in the menu.
that.
Do you just see that? Okay.
Yep.
Your body is.
Yep. You see all the.
Okay,
You see
yep.
all the. what do you call it, the X-ray, and depending on different things, it'll glow green when you're infected.
Yep.
And yeah, it can be, and there's enemies coming up soon where they can hit you twice before you even get the menu open, and you're just dead.
Yes.
Yep. So you
my
didn't
cord on
fully
there.
heal there, right? So
No,
you're
no,
tracking.
no.
So you sort of know how many hits you can take, but you gotta,
Yeah. Usually, if like damage actually shows up on the characters, you'll notice like their suits start to get a bit torn up, and past the point they'll start running slower, and like they'll be sort of a bit more keeled over, like they're actually hurt. So when we start seeing the damage on the suit, we know it's probably.
So you keep like a little sewing kit in the aspirin bottle.
Yeah,
So-
basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we just picked up Caitlin, who is one of the twins that was mentioned at the start of the run. But she's decided that she's had enough of this and she's running away. So,
Honestly, fair.
yeah. Okay. So we are close to the end of the first chapter here. It's 3 episodes, as JT was mentioning, but they're broken up into 2-parters. So there's technically 6 episodes, which are just, yeah.
And this is where Mulder would be fighting the first boss. But
Yes.
as we are in the Scully episode, or the Scully scenario, we don't have to do that, thankfully.
Yes. So yeah, that is a good point. I should have mentioned that. So yeah, the reason we get the stiletto as Mulder is to take on the first boss while Scully escapes with Caitlin. I'm just going to make a quick detour here through the cemetery.
The best shortcuts are always through cemeteries.
Why is it so spooky?
Because it's where the dead people live.
Wait, hang on. So where the dead people live.
Yeah, the skeletons. That's the skeletons' homes.
But they're not living, are they? Are you promising me they're not going to jump out at...
Not in this, they're not. I won't promise you that in real life, but in this game specifically, I promise you the skeletons will not jump out.
Okay, so I call that guy Barry because usually he's having a bit of a Barry and can't catch you, but he was good today. He caught me, but we're all good.
I'm sorry, is that regional New South Welshman dialect that I'm not aware
You've
of?
never heard of having a Barry
What is
Crocker?
having a Barry?
Having a Barry Crocker. You having a bad day? You never heard that?
Is that
Never
rhyming
heard
slang?
that,
That's
no.
just- you've never
Is it rhyming slang? Barry Crocker?
Yeah.
What is...
You having a shocker?
shocker.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't say I heard it.
See, I'm
Yeah.
not crazy.
Eh. Eh.
We're going to have to...
I like that even your partner just went, eh.
Yeah. Well,
All right, so we're approaching one of the more RNG heavy sections of the run here. We're about to pick up a set of night vision goggles, so I hope you all like the color green.
Yes.
And we are going to be heading through an underground mine system that is not reinforced well enough. OSHA would be having a field day down here because there are just constant rock falls, and we need to sort of time our walk through it, as if we get too far away from Mulder, who does not have... Mulder's real useless in a lot of this. He does not have a set of night vision goggles on, so he can't see. We need to sort of hold his hand through here, but Tim's going to sort of do...
So is that the gameplay that you do? You're holding her hand in the...
Basically,
in the other
yes.
one?
Yes, you ever played Ico, the Team Ico game? It's very similar to that. So Tim's going to walk through here slowly so he doesn't get too far ahead of Mulder, because that will cause Mulder to have a little bit of a hissy fit.
Yeah.
But then every now and again he's going to run forward a few steps just like that, which is going to avoid a zombie spawning. There is a potential soft lock at the end of this section if he goes too fast, but... Is it that ladder?
no, it's the
Okay,
next one.
okay,
But-
it's the next one.
So what I did there was I stopped and waited for Mulder to catch up and stop walking, because if I didn't do that, as soon as I come out of the ladder, see, we just saw then he's decided to linger a little bit. He would actually wait back there, and you'd have to go back for him anyway. So I'm just going to shoot that zombie, try and pop the second one down. We'll try and get around. We're going to try and do a bit of serpentine, but Mulder's been hit.
Oh, they're dancing. It's like a nice,
Yeah,
slow,
so
romantic...
yeah, the idea is we want to try and put the first one down, have the second one staggered enough for us to get to him, and then kind of weave between them. If we're too slow, the zombies just keep spawning, but we've reached the trigger zone where they stop now. So, okay, well, if you're like a fraction off the collision box, it won't register. Okay, so we're just got to do a couple more little things in here, and then that's the end of chapter 1.
Could I get in with some donations?
Absolutely.
We have $10 from Nikosar, who would like to point out that these walk cycles make me wonder if Sully isn't already zombified and just doesn't know yet. Dono goes to Tom's Choice.
Who's Tom?
Well,
Oh,
that's
okay.
on you. Tim's Choice goes to Tim's Choice.
Put that towards the UFO ending in Silent Hill.
Will do. And we have $75 from Tutela Fiber 7. If Hector was given an autopsy, what do you think the cause of death would be? Please put this towards the UFO ending.
Probably some broken bones.
I was going to say, I think the cause of death was pretty obvious. It was car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blunt force trauma.
Blunt force trauma to the entire body.
Sustain injuries incompatible with zombie.
And in classic X-Files fashion, we get on a cable car, but there's a bomb on the cable car. So we need to defuse the bomb as well. And that's the end of chapter 1.
It is.
You've also seen throughout the first chapter, and you'll see it persistently throughout the next few sections, there are a lot of passcodes and door codes and all these kinds of things. They are persistent throughout the game, so thankfully we get to skip all the process of tracking down, figuring out what the codes are. There is, outside of enemy AI, there is very, very little RNG to the actual run. But we are approaching a facility here, or I guess it's more of a mansion, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a secret research facility in a mansion type thing. Yeah, I wonder where they got that idea.
Very original.
So we are doing a slower route in this particular chapter, just because the faster route itself is very, very, very risky and definitely not marathon safe. So it will add 5 to 6 minutes on top of how quickly you can get through this chapter. And Cass will probably explain that closer to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do want to give a very brief photosensitivity warning for this chapter as well. There's a couple of sections where there's a bit of flashing lights. And I think given that we are playing on some pretty high quality rendering hardware, it may be a little worse than it would normally be on your original hardware. So we'll try and give some shout outs for that before it actually happens as well. But at this point, we're going through the motions, entering passwords, unlocking secret doors, doing some not really a box puzzle. We're just moving a box out of the way, collecting the things that we need. And Tim will go and collect a gun that on a PB or a world record attempt, generally you would not grab, and you would just throw caution to the wind and absolutely wing a combat section coming up and hope you get out the other side alive. But as Tim mentioned, for a marathon, simply not safe enough. And
I cannot tell you how much time I spent trying to make sure that it was marathon safe, and it just did not happen.
yeah.
But it's like the perfect use for the flashlight and blinding enemies. It's just your movement has to be so precise and dealing with the RNG that it just isn't worth it for the marathon.
And the game is not known for its precise movement. No matter how good your inputs are, the game is not known for its precise movement. We are coming up on my favorite enemy of the game, though, who I think just has the funniest animations.
Oh, yeah.
Do they have a name?
Would you like to
Would
name
you like
it?
to name it?
Oh no.
Is this too much pressure?
Yeah, that is way too much pressure.
No, I don't
I
know.
think when I got the opportunity to try and yell a name at someone in Goose Game, I think I just took Hector.
Yeah.
I think I just named,
Unfortunately,
I just named the old man Hector.
That
Tim
name's
had
been taken in
complaining
this.
yeah. Well, no, it was specifically named after this Hector. So, no, I'm not very creative. with
No,
names.
that's okay. Yeah, and I don't. Generally, every game I speedrun that has a notable NPC, we just call him Bob.
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 Oh, yeah.
Which is also just not that
This one a
inventive.
Bob? Like, does Bob
If
match
there
the
was going to
vibe?
be a Bob in this game, it probably would be this
Yeah,
guy.
this is Bob vibe.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah.
Bob vibe.
Okay. Yeah.
So the elevator's going to crash now, and we've got to climb out of it.
And this is your first sort of flashing lights warning. It is a very minor one, and Tim's going to be very, very rapid in getting out. So it's literally already over. But the next one is quite a bit more aggressive.
Fun fact, the game can crash in that elevator section.
The game sees the elevator
Just
crash
needs
and was
to-
like, yo, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that too.
So I don't want to render these flashing lights anymore.
That's it. So there are 2 zombies in this room, but they sort of play dead. So we kind of just don't worry about them, because every time we come into the room, they're going to be in a playing dead state. So we are going to kill the next 2 zombies, though, because they can get in the way. And this security guard is a bullet sponge.
He's around. My favorite guy's around the corner. You'll see him as soon as we go around there.
That vindictive couple of shots you put into him after he was very much down. Oh, there's some like umbrella kind of action to it.
Yeah.
And we sort of, you didn't really get to see it at the very, very start. The first enemy that that Tim killed, I think he goes down in like 3 or 4 bullets. Which, you know, resource management is a huge part of survival horror games where you want to try and save your ammunition for the scary parts. I think if you were to try and do that on the first enemy, you shoot him, he falls over. I think you have to kick him 22 times in order to actually kill him and not waste more ammunition. So they got like the, hey, limited resources part of the game correct, but then did not balance the enemy health in any way, shape, or form. Which is why Tim just puts bullets into him to kill him as opposed to sitting there and kicking him 22 times, because not a speed strat.
As fun as putting the boot to someone may be, especially dead, or undead, I should say, it's not fast.
Hey, disparaging the boot is a bootable offense.
Is he going to stay down? Yeah, he's good.
So I'm assuming the other way to check ammunition is through the menu as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do like a little chemical mixture here, which is what Cass was talking about before about this weapon that we're going to do. But I'm going to take it a little bit slow because I don't want to like mess up the combination of things. So... Alright, cool. Okay. So we just put these this
He said
chemical...
that was slow, but that was very impressive.
It was alright. Yeah, so we put that chemical concoction into like tranquilizer darts, and as this part is safer, it's still a bit hairy. So I do have some like backup saves in case things sort of fall apart here.
So basically, with all that stuff that we just did from about the elevator crash onwards was entirely optional. Where we had this, that's where we went and collected the chemical dart thrower and all the ingredients we would need to make this tranquilizer. Where in a real like. In a place where we could reset and go again, we would skip all of that and go straight into the room we're about to enter. Yeah. Basically, what you're going to see is there's a switch at the very back of the room. Tim's going to walk in, hit the switch, and it's going to open up all of the sort of high security containment cells. And of course, in each of those cells is going to be a super zombie.
Yeah.
They're all going to come out at the same time. If this goes right, Tim is actually going to shoot most of them before they even get on screen. Scully's targeting can be a little bit scuffed sometimes, especially if you're shooting things that are off screen. But I'm going to shut up and let Tim focus.
Okay.
Fantastic. Was that one hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, show us your health.
No, that was no hits.
Oh, no hits.
No.
Oh, fantastic. So you don't even get to see how much damage those things do.
Yeah.
They will kill you in 2 hits. And that was fantastic.
Okay. We can rest easy now.
Actually, the hardest part of the run right there. So that was second. Oh, who do you think that? Oh, yeah.
You
okay.
know.
Yeah, all right.
You know exactly.
Fair.
All right. So we're going to go back to that area where I concocted the chemical mix, and then this is where that second photosensitivity warning will be. So yeah, as you saw, we had to go do the thing, and now we've wasted a bit of time. But in a PB attempt, you would just, rather than pull out a tranquilizer gun, you would just pull out the flashlight, stand there for maybe half a second, and then just try and serpentine around them and hope that the flashlight blinds them, and then hope that you don't collide with any collision, which is disgusting in that area. Pick up the key for this room and then leave. But if you get caught on anything, it's pretty well game over.
Here we enter the machine from David Cronenberg's The Fly. And this is the flashing light warning we're talking about. Tim is going to be super quick with the entering the passcode and unlocking, so it will go away very, very shortly, but it is quite egregious. And it's over. So if you were looking away to avoid the flashing lights, you may now look back.
Hey, that was clean. That room is the worst one for getting turned around on that camera change.
And we're approaching the end of
Yeah, we've got to
this section.
Got to pick up a couple little items, and then we can go into the end stage of it. So in the room earlier, just after I killed Bob, I picked up a bit of like an...
And just like that, the name is
Canonical.
canified.
Yeah, there we go.
We picked up an adhesive, and so in this room we're going to pick up a little piece of metal scrap, which we're going to use to create, well, a door handle.
The most
A
advanced
latch.
piece of survival horror tech, a door handle.
So if she can only interact with door handles with her dominant hand, how do you make the door handle?
Don't question her. She's a scientist. And as someone who is not a scientist, I just assume that that's things that scientists
So
can do.
scientists can but once it exists...
Well, so interacting with things with her right hand, sciencing is her left hand.
I see.
She needs to
It's
keep
all
her
like
left hand
sciencing.
free
Okay,
for maximum
I understand it,
sciencing.
I understand it. So you create it with science, and then you can only use
Use it with right hand,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, you got me now.
Okay, so that
Okay.
box might
Yeah.
not be far enough over to do that. There we go. Cool. And now, underground secret laboratory. Who'd have thought?
In my X-Files? Never.
Man, it's gone downhill.
Gone downstairs,
Yeah.
at least.
Yep.
Okay. So now we get to see our good friend Alex Krycek, who we don't like.
Yes, you know, we all know and have experienced the wonderful PS1 Hagrid, but given that, you know, we don't talk about the lady who created him anymore, I would like to present everybody PS2 Alex Krycek to be the new favorite low-resolution character.
So that zombie is in a playing dead state, but because he is considered dead in that particular moment, we can actually loot his body, which is why we were able to pick up that security clearance key card and not have to worry about killing him. Game's just like, yeah, he's dead enough. So we're going to pick up Big Gun. I'm going to go the long way around because he's there and I don't want him to be there. I am going to try and bait this zombie because he's up now. He's just chilling for us at the door. So I'm going to try and... he came out a bit sooner than I was expecting, so... Okay, that's alright. Just punch him. Now this boss fight coming up is... well, it's really something, and you'll see what I mean. It's an ingenious strat that was found by Nerdy Nestor and avoids any contact with the boss whatsoever. So we're going to make Mulder our little meat shield while some clones attack him, clones of Caitlin. We're going to equip this bad boy, and then we're going to hope for the best. Mulder did sustain a little bit of damage from the dogs at the start of the level, so fingers crossed.
Ooh, ghostly clones.
Okay, that's all right. I'll allow that. So I'm going to stand here. I'm going to focus on the harvester. And he's dead.
Maximum speed tech right there. Well done. Well done.
So by standing just on the other side of that bridge, I am outside of his attack range, but is within Scully's range of aiming at enemies. So we avoid him trying to attack us at all. And Mulder's got the clones focused on him, so it's just over.
And that fight's the reason I earlier referred to Mulder as mostly useless throughout the game, because he does actually make a really good meat shield right there. Because if those ghosts aggro onto Scully, it can be really, really frustrating to shoot Harvester and not the ghosts, because they just get in the way.
All right, so we're starting chapter 3, which is also the shortest chapter for Scully's scenario, at least. Walter Skinner's just roused on us for, you know, doing some stuff, as he tends to do. So now we're going to head back down to the basement where we belong. If there's any plugs you want to make, this is a pretty chill section for the next minute or so.
We don't have any new donations for the moment, but let me remind you, we have these several donation incentives over the course of this marathon. To put money towards one of these incentives, mention it in the comments section while making your donation. For example, for the upcoming Silent Hill F bonus UFO ending, in which extra ending in which you show the UFO at the end of the run. We have 1,480 towards the 2,500, so about $1,000 left. So if you want to see that, that is a donation you can put towards.
Okay, so we've just gone to the basement. The lone gunmen are here. We have a bit of a chat, and now I'm leaving the basement. And we're going to perform our second autopsy for the game. Now, this one's a little bit different to the first one. There's more to it, but because the game is scripted to infect us regardless of whether we wear the protective gear, we're just not going to wear the protective gear.
This is Dr.
That'll save us a second or so. And so I am spamming the interact button here to skip, because it will play the cutscene and then you actually have to interact with the corpse. So by just spamming it, it bypasses that. So be prepared for some interesting sounds that JT came into the other day. Now I'm doing this incision in a specific way because I now have to remove the ribs, and doing it this way means we've got closer access to the first rib. I didn't quite get the perfect input, which Cass can explain if he likes.
So yeah, basically the cursor is a free-moving cursor there, so it's not going to immediately jump to the next interaction spot. So if you can do those ribs in the perfect setup, it actually activates. You snip each rib to the rhythm of Toto's Africa. So if you can snip through those ribs, and it makes the as you go through, which was pointed out by one of Tim's wonderful mods, and now we cannot unhear it. If we are grinding out runs of this game and we get to that point, it's like, well, that's all I'm going to have stuck in my head for the rest of the run now.
Yeah. Okay, so we've synthesized this vaccine now. It makes 3. We're only using 1, and inventory items switch over between chapters. So that'll come into play in the next one as well.
So she was only doing that with her left hand. That was
Yeah.
science.
I was going to ask whether that was science or
that was
not.
science,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. That's not bad. Maybe she's just ambidextrous, like in terms of dexterity, but then they're assigned. Yeah, okay, I see.
So in this one, we paired up with the lone gunman, who, if you're familiar with the show, are some like conspiracy theorists that help Mulder with a lot of the weirder cases. Do you have a fun fact about that one?
I actually do. So the lone gunman, which is appearing in the game, the original actors reprise their role in this one, which is pretty cool. Also, something that I was reading in the interim was the script was written by Tom. I'm going to try my best to pronounce this. Swans, who later worked on Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. So that's pretty cool as well. And then the last one I've got here, the gameplay was heavily inspired by the survival horror games such as Resident Evil, featuring puzzles, combat, and inventory management, which is pretty cool as well. And Mark Snow, the composer of the X-Files television series, created the game's soundtrack, which is pretty cool as well.
So I just, in the casual playthrough of this game, they're expecting you to find an invoice to enter a code to be able to get into that area. What am I doing? I'm running in the wrong direction because I'm talking.
When did we get lab coats? I didn't know.
I didn't see it either.
However, the actual oversight in the coding is that you can literally input anything you want, and it works.
Classic.
So because we start on the 1 key, we just input 5 ones.
The least secure security code of all time.
Yeah.
Hang on, was that Mega Slayer's modem there? The one.
Yeah,
That was the broken modem!
Yep. There you go. So
Mega Slayer's gone. He's
gone,
changed.
yeah. He's checking his modem. So before the run started, I mentioned to both JT and Cass that there is a really cool fun fact I have regarding not so much this game, but the X-Files, and it has to do with the Lone Gunman. The Lone Gunman actually had a very short-lived like spin-off series from the X-Files, and one of the episodes actually involved the Lone Gunman preventing a plane from flying into the World Trade Center before September 11.
No!
Dead set. So that's for all the tinfoil hat wearers out there.
Oh. I'm just going to say, it's a little unfortunate that I think that show did not get legs. Because it was They are three of my favorite characters, the guys from the Lone Gunman. This is the longest code in the game. It's like 10 digits long. I can't remember how you find the code.
Neither
but
can I.
thankfully, Tim just has it committed to memory.
Yeah, I don't remember where you get it either.
No.
Which is the case for most of the codes in this game. It's like, where do you find that? Nah.
I just press the buttons.
Yeah. I just committed it to memory when I learned the speedrun, and actually watching a casual run the other week, I was like, oh, that's where we find that code. And that was the doctor's office code. I was just like,
the first one.
It's
yeah,
there?
Redwood,
Really?
yeah.
So how long do you think it would take you to finish a casual run of this?
I mean, it's a good, like, 3-4 hour long. That's just for Scully's scenario, much like the old Resident Evil games and stuff where there's 2 scenarios. It's, you know.
I'm going to look up the HLTB now.
Do it. You won't. Okay, so I'm going to pick up this bone saw, and then I'm going to do this third and final autopsy.
I didn't even know that.
Which one of the 3 is your favourite, Tim?
Probably this one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Because we get to remove more organs.
But what's the start to crate for this game?
The what?
The start to crate. Do you guys not know start to crate?
No.
It's like you rate a game by how long it takes until you see the first crate.
Oh.
Like,
Oh.
That's interesting.
yeah. So like in some games it's like minus 30 seconds because you see a
A crate before you
in the
even start the
trailer.
game. I see. I only know the TTT, the time to toilet. How quickly
Oh,
you
yeah,
can
that's
find a
right.
toilet in
Oh,
each
yeah.
Resident Evil game.
Okay, yeah, fair. That's actually pretty important to know, right?
Okay, so that not the best rib cracking there, but it is what it is. But there is an alien artifact inside this body, and that's why we're removing the organs to get to it. So I didn't put on the PPE because I do have a vaccine that carried over from the previous chapter, and as I mentioned before, slow putting it on, so we're not going to bother.
I'm sure that is an excuse that OSHA would accept.
We have the facts to back it up, Cass.
I mean, I bet you could beat this game faster than they could. So
Yeah, so who's the authority on like proper PPE management? Yeah.
Honestly, I'm going to listen to you.
All right,
You mean a
so
lab coat's not sufficient?
no.
John Gilman.
All right, so we're hiding now. The alarm's been triggered. Now, Byers and Frohickey of the Lone Gunman are both going to be captured. Langley's in our ear, so he's all good.
Langley.
But now I have to remove this guy's hand to get into the next area, so we're going to use the bone saw. Cool. And now Langley's going to make some remarks about it.
I gotta hand it to you. Bad for Agent Scully.
Okay, Langley, enough.
It was a good thing that Gilnet's guy was there to give you a hand.
They keep saying the word.
He just keeps going. He just keeps going.
Actually, okay, so another fun fact. So that guy's name was John Gilnitz. Now, John Gilnitz is a reoccurring name in the series, which is actually 3 of their staff members' names combined.
Which I only just found out on Sunday. That's
Okay, so we use this severed hand on this this door here. Palm print recognized. We love to hear it. And we're going to go load this disk that we picked up before with that 10-digit code into the computer, and we're going to see that some not so great stuff has happened to Agent Mulder.
which is a very famous screenshot from the show.
Ah, you would.
Did that guy leave the house without forgetting to like put his skin on?
Both of them.
And this door can be a real pain. So we've got to open. Oh, well done. So if you open that door and those regenerators catch up to you too quickly, they can block you from going through the door, and the door will not remain open for very
it's
long.
on a timer.
So you open it, get stuck, the door closes, you go back, you open it again, you get stuck again. It can be a real pain to
So we've just
get
released
through.
Byers and Frohickey from their cells, and now we're going to leave, and we're going to encounter our next boss, but we're not going to fight him just yet. So the next boss is named Pyro, and you'll see why. But we just call him Budget Nemesis because he's basically a Temu version of Nemesis in his design. But he's also on fire, so that's the thing too.
Oh, spoilers.
Ah, name didn't give it away.
I thought it was short for Pyrotifer.
I'm going to pretend that's a thing.
The flames are just... He was actually called Pyro before he got set on fire. It's just...
It's like nominative determinism.
Yeah. It's like Scar from Lion King.
I'll allow it, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so the power's been knocked out, and I'll give you 3 guesses as to who did that. So we're just going to shoot this pad here. For whatever reason, that opens the door. I'm going to get a safety heal for when we face Pyro 1v1. Got the generator on. And now I'm going to interact with the door for the elevator here, and while that's coming down, I'm going to go over to this dead security guard and pick up his ammo clip without losing any time because we're waiting for the door.
Just free resources.
Alright, so the object here is we have to turn on a bunch of valves to actually put out the fire on Pyro, because he doesn't take any damage from any weapons until that fire is put out. And he does a few different attacks. He will either punch and swing at you, or he'll breathe fire, or he has like a Kamehameha type attack which deals some pretty big damage, which we want to avoid.
And in a perfect world, once the 4 valves are turned on, we're going to sort of approach him from behind and see if we can get him. So that's the fire-breathing attack right there. We want him to do that as many times as possible because we can sort of... his stagger threshold is pretty low. So if we can position ourselves behind him while he does his fire-breathe attack, we can just continually
Okay, now we're good.
put bullets into him and keep him sort of locked in that animation, and we're really at no risk. So there is no middle ground when it comes to Pyro. It's either completely free or an absolute mess.
Oh my god.
I'll let you guess which one this one is.
You just jinxed him.
He tried to go for the Kamehameha again, because he just hit it then, because of course he did. Can you like not
He's
do that?
at 1 tap.
Yeah, it's like one more. Oh,
Almost.
Oh no. All right.
there we go.
That's right. That wasn't like atrocious, but it was certainly not what I would like. So you see how she's moving like really slow there? And she's kind of killed over. That's because she's sustained a lot of damage. But it's all right. We're close to the door anyway. So that is the end of that chapter. And so that's the end of the 2nd episode. And we're about to enter the final 2 chapters.
You know what another great Season 7 episode is? Since we are taking place in Season 7 right now, you just made me think of it when we were talking about X-Cops earlier. The first-person shooter episode, where they go into the virtual reality world.
Yeah, that's really cool
Oh,
too.
absolute banger of an episode. That is some of the most... I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you the get-up that they have in this this augmented reality setup, because Scully just looks so cool.
Are we going to hold it up to the camera?
No, I'm just going to show you.
For me?
I'm just going to show everyone else can look it up themselves.
Yes. Okay. Are we going to show JT?
JT can see. JT can see. I think that's okay.
All right. So this one, we're in Tunguska, Russia, which is where Mulder is. So we're going to try and track down Mulder. But this is also where I start to pick up a lot more resources for... Oh, can you like open the door, please? Thank you.
So is there a time jump between the last... Like, the last
there's
couple of chapters?
A little bit of
However long it takes to fly to Russia.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to tranquilize some more dogs.
Look at that.
That's pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool.
Would now be a good moment for a donation.
Absolutely.
We have a $15 donation from Anonymous with no comment. And I'd also like to take the quick moment to say, hello, I am Molten AMF. I just took over the hosting duties for the previous host. Thank you for having me.
Woo!
Woo!
Hey.
Yeah, round of applause for Molten.
Yeah.
Doing a great job.
Now, what sounds did your modem make?
Yes, please. I don't know if you were here for that conversation earlier, but please tell us about the modem you had growing up.
I was indeed here for the modem. Our modem did not make funny noises, but funny story
He's having a
I could
grand
tell
old time
about.
there, but yeah.
Our modem once got hit by lightning, like literally. Not literally, but lightning
there we
struck
go.
near the home, and the only thing it fried was the modem.
Was the modem
It
There
was
we go.
very funny.
Also broken in the right way.
broken in the right way?
It took
Protecting the
it took
home?
hit. Yep.
Okay, so I've just picked up an AK-47, which I'm not going to touch until later. Also, that guy was shaking his boots in the corner there, if you saw that on screen. I'm going to pick up an ammo clip here before I follow this fine young lady into the room.
Hey,
And this is because, again, I'm doing a slower route and normally I wouldn't bother with this, but because I'm saving the AK-47 for something different to what I'd normally do in a PB attempt, I need the extra handgun ammo to get the shotgun and the shotgun ammo. So, yeah, just a couple little detours for making sure we're well equipped for what's coming.
And these are very, very minor detours compared to what a PB or a world record attempt would look like. But it does. The amount of safety that it adds for a marathon setting is phenomenal.
Have you got any more facts, or are you?
I think I'm factored out.
You want to just make some up?
Yeah.
Make some up. Well, this game's being remastered this year on the Xbox, clearly.
Do not get my hopes up. Do not lie to me like that, JT.
Would you like it to be, though?
Love
Oh,
A proper tank control remake of this game would slap so hard.
Actually,
I think they just need to make a game with all the episodes on it, and, or all the seasons. Just-
all 11 seasons.
yeah, all 11
completely
seasons.
interactive. Yeah,
Yes,
100%.
yeah. So
100%.
if the maker of this game is watching, get on it.
I'm pretty sure that Cass has the contact details of one of them.
I do
we
actually have
go.
the contact
Yeah,
details
yeah.
of the creative director of this game. I reached out to him a few years ago to just find out if there was any developer. It was right around the time a Bioshock developer had popped into the chat of a Bioshock speedrunner and taught us a skip that we didn't know about that had been left in the game. And I was like, "Whoa, devs are cool. I'm going to reach out to the bloke who made X-Files and see if I can get some sort of insider knowledge from him." He didn't reply to me.
I think the only one I haven't said is the story is divided into 3 episodes. I think Tim's explained it. We got Resonance, and Reckoning. Is that, have I said
No,
that
that's correct,
correctly?
yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, so I think
we're-
that's
we're
all of
currently
my
in
facts.
Reckoning.
Yeah,
We're
we're
currently in
Reckoning.
Reckoning. Yeah, and it's just they should really remake this game. They need to do it.
It would be cool. I genuinely
Will they
think a
do
remake
it?
would be
Absolutely not.
sick.
But
Absolutely not.
we can dream. We can dream.
Oh, I never tested whether she dies, by the way, Cass.
Oh, that's okay. So what's better than escorting one character around the world is escorting 2 characters around the world. Thankfully, the second character is not with us for very long.
Okay. Mad. That's good. Right, so we're going to leave this room here, and then Mulder's going to be like, yo, Krychek's here, I got to go track him down, because if you're familiar with the show, Krychek is basically, like, I'd like to say the Smoking Man is his main nemesis, but Krychek is like a close second. So Mulder's like, I'm not having Krychek anywhere near aliens, so...
Yeah, Smoking Man sort of sits he's like an umbrella villain in a way. He sits
Yeah.
above a lot of things, whereas a lot of the active bad stuff that happens is as a result of Alex Krychek and his actions.
All right, so that bloke usually charges me, which is why I stood so far away to shoot him, but he kind of just stood there and took it today, so a little bit of time lost on having to go and actually go to him. So normally I'd skip this health pack that's here, but I'm going to grab it. And then in the next room is the guy that's got the key to find the shotgun, so I'm going to kill him, get his key, and grab the shotgun, which again I would not normally do in a PB attempt. But for safety, and where's that? Oh, there he is. Not going to worry about putting my gun away just yet, in case I need to put him down, because he can be a bit of a jerk, but we'll see. Oh, camera angle got me there. Okay, so we've picked up the shotgun. I'm just going to pick up a little bit of ammo for it. And that's rude.
Hello.
Hey, that wasn't too bad. He got me like once. And then the camera angle's doing more damage than the actual zombie. So he got me twice. But that's okay. We'll allow it. Alright. So final 2 dogs that I've got to put to sleep. Coming up. Now this one can be a bit annoying. They can sort of be waiting at the gate. So when you actually open said gate, in the time it takes Scully to get her gun out, they're already biting your ankles. But that's good RNG. Okay. Cool. I'm going to pick up this bucket, empty bucket. Then I'm going to go pick up a wrench, and then the final health pack for this area. And then I'm going to use the wrench to break the ice off of a frozen tap, and then fill the bucket with water, and then we're going to short out a generator, which will unlock the gate to get out.
Unfortunately, by this stage in the game, they had learnt that you can't just put a pin code on a door and just let anyone enter any number, because clearly Tim takes advantage of that.
Okay. So yeah, we're just heading back to the chopper that we came in, and then we're going to go pick up Mulder, and then we're going to go to the final area of the game. Is anything you want to like plug or whatever? Bit of downtime at the moment.
No current donations at the moment. However, as a reminder, there is still a donation match for a total amount of, what's it, just under $1,000. For every dollar that you donate online, it will automatically match and double your donations until we reach the goal. So thank you all again for your generosity.
Cool. Right, so yeah, we're just going to head back to this chopper, interact with it, and then we'll get a brief shot of my favorite expression of Scully in the entire game. There it is.
There it is.
That is the epitome of Scully face right there.
That's a scientist, really. Science face. Yeah.
If you know, you know. Okay, so we've just picked up Mulder. We're going to jump in this truck here. Well, there's another good
That's
shot.
another great Scully face, yeah.
Cass pointed out the other day that the acting in this is like really flat, and so are the eyes. The eyes are very lifeless in the models, which like the acting in this is probably as well written and performed as seasons 10 and 11 of the show. So it's, I mean, it's canon. All right. So this, yeah, this is the only chapter where I'll pull out my flashlight and use it like properly. And that's just because I want to get some of these zombies blinded in hopes that they don't damage Mulder or grab Mulder or do too much damage to either of us, really, because, as mentioned before, Mulder won't heal, and for what's coming up, we want him as healthy as possible.
Does he get to be useful again?
We'll see.
Yeah.
It's up in the air a little bit. That's not
can
nice.
be useful. It is on him to decide.
On the topic of Mulder, just got another donation, $10 from Senri. Shout out to Molten's Modem for pulling a Mulder and meat shielding that lightning strike.
Hell yeah! That's so topical to them. That person has been paying attention, and I appreciate
I
that.
think they got, Tim was threatening a quiz at the end of this, and I think I need Senri around to do this quiz.
Okay, that was a pretty good line there. So we're going to use the crowbar that we picked up to grab the rubber hose because we're going to go siphon some fuel for a little boat. Go for a boat ride.
Siphoning fuel out of a helicopter. Science or other hand? I can't remember what we said the other hand was for.
I think this is just pragmatic.
For doing stuff.
Like non-science.
I would say siphoning fuel is like is science. You got to use like I'm not a scientist, but you know
Don't you people when you siphon, don't they do that thing where you have the tube and then you actually suck it?
Yes.
Yeah. And then it's physics.
So which you could just not use any hands. Mukma, no hands. Like,
No-handed fuel siphoning.
If The Simpsons taught me anything, you save the mint until after.
Says the guy who most looks like Otto in this setup right now.
Hey man, like you got to do what you got to do. So I'm going to put the night vision goggles on and then fill the can up. Because as you saw, she put the flashlight out of the way, put that on. That saves having to worry about waiting for the animation of her putting the flashlight away, putting the night vision goggles on when we go into this next scene. So it's already done.
As a hella micro optimization for anyone who does want to run this game.
Which I figured out on like Saturday, by the way. I was like, what if? Oh, that works. Okay, so we're going to pick up some more health, some more ammo. So we're going to take on another boss named Eyeless, which is what I've saved, which is what I picked up the shotgun for. His movement, his AI is exactly the same as Pyro, except now there's rats as well who can sort of get in the way.
Rats.
So sometimes you'll want to shoot Eyeless, and Scully will be like, no, I'm going to aim at this rat instead. So that's where the extra healing pickups come from for this and what comes after it. So, okay, there he is. Equip the shotgun. I'm going to pop him. Oh. Okay, so he's not playing. There we go.
Oh yeah, I see there is a head. It's like
Okay. Try and get behind him again. As you can see, it kind
I
of...
see a rat. That's a big rat.
That is a big rat.
Do you have any facts about rats over there?
No, I don't. I didn't come prepared for rat. Sorry.
That one. Actually, I will do that now too. See, the rat's kind of stun locked me a little bit there, which is not ideal. I'm just trying to get... See? She just immediately aimed at the rat. Okay, I'm going to put this away, try and run away, and he's just hit me again. And then I'm going to equip this. And then try and get around him. I said try and get around him. Oh yeah, that's rude.
Oof.
Okay, he's done.
Nice.
So, sorry, there is one more health pack that I'm going to pick up over here that I actually forgot about until now. And I am quite damaged, so I am going to need to use another health pack, which is not great. Going into this next section with 3 health packs is a little bit scary. But I do have backup saves, so if it hits the fan, we're all good. One thing I don't think I mentioned is that this game does not have checkpoint saves outside of like when you start an episode. So if you, let's say we get to the end of this chapter and die, it would put us back to the start of the chapter. The only way to prevent that is manual saves. So, oh, there you go. You were talking about the camera where it's... the input wasn't quite correct, so she went, no, I've got to go that way.
It happens.
It does. I actually lost a world record pace run to that. Having to go back. Yeah.
Because like I said, this is original hardware, the loading times, and original hardware that was released pre the ability to add an SSD to it. So these loading times, oof.
Which way are you going? I'll have to go that way. Yeah, okay. So that second guy is very good at like getting a sneaky
Boulder.
shot off before I get past. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to equip the AK, take off the night vision goggles because we no longer need them. Pray that Mulder doesn't get hit, because sometimes that happens. Would you like to explain the next part?
You're happy to do it with the distraction going on?
Whatever happens, happens.
All right. So, oh wait, no, this isn't the first, this is the second one, is it? All right, so we are about to be introduced to the entity.
No, this is the zombies, AK zombies.
This is the AK zombies. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is similar to the fight that we did back in the facility. We're going to try and shoot a bunch of zombies from as far off screen as we possibly can. So this is why Tim picked up the AK, because the attack range of the AK is pretty large. You can see a dude channeling some magic in the background there. I'm sorry, Tim, you're sitting right in the middle of the screen, so
Sorry, I did die.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. We've
Yeah.
got backup saves for this
So-
very purpose.
Yeah, we're essentially taking on 4 zombies with AK-47s, which is really rough. And Mulder was helping that time. Quite often, Mulder would just pull his gun out and just stand there. So the fact that he was helping was good. Just, I wasn't getting the shots off that I needed to, and they were pretty accurate with their shots this time. So,
And similar to the rats, every time you do get hit, like there's the chance that you are going to sort of do a little stun animation, which can be really frustrating. But there's a very good reason why Tim has a safety save made right here. So yeah, it's 4 zombies with AK-47s, and there's a man in the background channeling some magic there who we're going to be introduced to very soon. And hopefully Mulder is going to continue to help out.
that's, there you go. That's a good, okay, we're getting pumped here. But Cass was talking earlier about how Scully likes to sometimes not aim where you would like her to aim, and yeah, this is it. In fact, she's not. I don't think I've gotten a single shot off. Yeah, so I think was that Mulder that just died then, or me? That was Mulder.
That's Mulder, yeah.
Yeah. So this part, this is the like worse than the final boss. This is the part to worry about in a run.
And like I mentioned back all the way in Chapter 1, Mulder will not self-heal. We cannot heal Mulder. So it is purely up to... I'm not going to call it RNG, because there are ways to sort of try and bait the enemies into attacking you instead of Mulder. But as you see, Tim would take 2 shots there, and the red bar on his X-ray would be all the way up to his neck. So one more shot, and it's completely gone. But that's okay. We expect for this kind of thing to happen in this fight specifically, and thankfully, once we are over this hurdle, it is going to be just smooth sailing. No pun intended.
Would that be a good time for some donations?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, first up we have a $50 from Glacial Wolf, no comment. And then after that we have a $500 donation from Noobs. He says, Noobs, our wonderful coordinator, is, he says, believe money to the UFO ending. So, yeah, that is $500 towards the UFO ending incentive for Silent Hill F. Okay. Only 520 left on that one, so we could definitely hit it before the run in about, 2-something hours, yeah?
Okay, so we got through that, thankfully. We're going to have to fight Eyeless a second time, but this time we have a lot of AK-47 ammo, and he's not going to be quite as annoying. He might dodge a few attacks, but at the end of the day, he'll go down pretty quickly.
And this fight's supposed to be the boss part, not the previous part.
Yeah. All right, so we've just picked up the key to the Inner Sanctum, and now that alien artifact that we picked up in the, earlier in the game is going to come into play here. And then we've got the final boss fight, which I will focus on, and then I'll explain what happens after. Or if I somehow manage to fudge it, I will explain on the way back up.
I could take the explanation for the last boss if you want.
If you like, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so basically the entity has a bit of a priority system when it comes to his AI, and the highest thing in his priority is reviving his dead minions. So there's a bunch of corpses here on the ground that are going to get raised from the dead by the entity. And so what Tim's going to do is the first thing he's going to do is focus on one of those corpses. He's just going to pump it full of bullets so it's dead, because all the entity is going to want to do is revive that corpse. And Tim is going to try and prevent him from being able to do that while just pumping him full of bullets. Unfortunately, the revive went off, but that's okay because we can just knock down the minion again and rinse, repeat as many times
so
as
he's
we
just
possibly
stun locked
need.
me a little bit there. So what happened there was the setup was right, but Scully ended up focusing on the wrong enemy. And so I got a couple of shots off, but it didn't, she wasn't locked onto him, so I couldn't actually get him. But as you can see, the entity can just stun lock you and the enemies can just come in and get you. But that's all right. And he can literally stun lock you. It is straight up just
I cursed him by saying it was
Yeah.
sailing.
Yeah. But yeah, that would have...
Gives you more time for the explanation.
That is true.
That's
That is
true.
true. So now that you know what to look for at the start of the fight, you'll be able to see it.
It would have been perfect if Scully locked onto him properly. Because she's locking onto things off screen, it's kind of hard to determine exactly where she's locking onto. So it looks like she's locked onto the entity, but she might be looking at the guy behind him. So that's all right. It is a bit of a trek back, so if we fail this a couple of times, it's a bit time consuming. But
Banger music for it,
Yeah,
though.
I was just thinking about pulling out, that piano accordion we were talking about.
It's just a weird mix between like cathedral music and a circus, and honestly, I feel like that summarizes this game really, really well.
Shout out to church organs, by the way.
Shout out to church organs and
Yep,
piano
yes.
accordions.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna do all this fun stuff again. Okay. Oh. Okay,
All
so
right,
he's
corpse
dead.
is dead. Entity's going to want to revive. Yeah, just look at that health
Yeah, wow.
bar melt.
Okay. First try.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done, mate. So we all just pulled a bit of a bit on you. To die to the entity there is actually a really big RNG manip to make sure that the second fight goes much, much easier. I'm lying to them.
Okay, so we're just going to go grab Mulder, and then we have the almost minute-long trek back to the door, but time is coming up very soon. It will happen when... So there's a cutscene of them escaping from the exploding cathedral on the boat, and the first frame of that is time. So I'll give you guys a heads up. So yep, just grabbing Mulder. In Mulder's scenario, you have to fight all of the bosses that Mulder previously fought in the game, and multiple aliens in what I assume is like the main central area of their ship. So it's a bit.
There's a reason we do the Scully scenario more often than the Mulder scenario. If you saw how some of these boss fights can go.
So theme is playing, therefore we did good.
I'm always stun-locked myself whenever I hear this theme. I'm like, wait, this isn't just a crappy meme song. This is from an actual TV
It's from an actual thing, yeah.
Yes.
I think that makes us old, Tim, if we recognize this from the show and not from the memes.
Take that back.
I mean, we were just talking about modems that all make beep.
That's true, actually, yeah.
Yeah. The board beeps.
I played my
Board
little
beep.
sister the dial-up sound the other day, and she
yeah.
had no idea what it was.
Okay, so time is after this load screen. And time.
Yeah, nice. Well
Very well
done,
done.
Tim.
So, that is the X-Files Resist or Serve Scully scenario. I want to say thanks to my lovely couch.
Thanks for
Shout
having
out
us.
to- hey,
Thanks for having us,
Thank you.
man.
Yeah, thanks for having
pleasure.
us.
Shout outs to our fantastic, both hosts actually.
Yeah, you got two hosts.
Tech crew who have been doing a phenomenal job with everything going on. Yeah, and just ASM for letting me come back and showcase some trash horror. Yeah.
Please go follow Tim on Twitch, twitch.tv/Tim_Trollgasm. It's a phenomenal time no matter what Tim's playing. He is very, very good at it, and it's very enjoyable.
If this game tickled your fancy, there is a Discord for it on the speedrun site. We need some more runners. It's got some untapped potential, and I think some fresh eyes might come up with some cool stuff. But yeah, that's it. That's it from me for sure.
Hope everybody enjoyed the X-Files, and the X-Files game was very fun to watch. Just got another donation from $75 from SGRB 387 Sama, one of my own personal viewers. Yeah, so up next we have Metal Gear Solid 2. Very cool game. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be starting off now with the Metal Gear Solid 2 on the European Extreme run by Iceman.